is bigger. I'll probably cut that part out of the stream because it was just 6 minutes of nothingness. Okay, so for real this time. If we can get this bar out of here. There we go. No, why is this? Okay. I don't know what's up with me having technical issues the past 24 hours, but, okay, there we go. For real this time. Welcome to GSS Reveal 22. Definitely very excited to be here. Got a lot to definitely unpack for today's summer series reveal. So without further ado, let's get kind of the boring stuff out of the way, because everyone knows what the hell is going. Everyone knows. Okay, and let's get the boring stuff out of the way, because if you're in the series, you probably know the drill to this first part. Basic rules and whatnot. If I can click on this, there we go. So basic info. Of course, for the third year in a row, we're going to do the Pinties mod from 2017 from Splash and Go. I think it's a good mod. I know I've had a lot of suggestions to change the mod up, but, you know, it's some good mod. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, as you always say. Let me just warn everyone in Discord that everything should be working. Everything is now working. So of course, 1 card per person. Choose any number from 0 to 99. You can do like 0, 02, whatever as well. That's fine with me. That's fine as well. Chevy, Ford, and Pontiac all return in the same 4 from last year. Even though I was probably going to pick Chevy again, but it's whatever. It's fine. And once signups are closed, they are closed unless if someone does a spot does open up. I will get to how many positions we are in the next slide. You can use your real name or alias. You can no impersonation, please, and whatnot. And in terms of like adding a new manufacturer, like Corvette mentioned, I try every time we add a new manufacturer, people still pick Chevy every time. And I think 5 manufacturers is a little bit too much for me, so we stick to the 4 for now. We stuck to the 4 for 2022. Teams can have up to 5 teammates. I know for the Holiday Winter Racing League, I turned it down to 4, but I'm moving it back up to 5, just because we have almost a lot more cars than we had in the Holiday Winter Racing League. I'm not going to get to again the Pacific field count because that would kind of spoil everything. And driver range we set to 96 once again for everything. Wrong monitor. Okay, next up. So up to 2 paint schemes, 10 boxes per driver, much like last year. Being present for each one premiere and only leave a comment during a 1 race. Now, this is when this changes start to happen here. A difficulty set to 105 at normal, like intermediates and road courses. 110 at super speedways. 103 now for short tracks. The reason why I'm doing this, the short tracks have probably been the weakest category when it comes to summer series. We've had a lot of short track races last year, which is nobody can pass, and it's kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie. I can name several off the top of my head. Just races where nobody could pass. So I changed it to 103 in an attempt to make it a little better. And not to mention, when I do a lot of short tracks in NR, or just any track in general, people don't set it up to 100 high. And actually, there we go. People don't really set the track AIs that high. Usually, people keep it around like 95, 100, stuff like that. But 103 should definitely fall in line, follow closer to how the tracks I used were tested. Of course, respect your painters. I keep saying this every time. Please be patient for your car. Constantly asking the painter, "Oh, where's my car? Oh, when to get my car out?" Or hopefully some of that. We painters have shockingly lives outside of this stuff. It's pretty. I know it's kind of surprising, and I think it's very important to respect the painters and their time and everything, because us painters, I've been painting NR cars for nearly 5 years now, and it's not easy painting these cars. It takes a lot of time, a lot of patience to do it, and hopefully you can and it's very important to understand that. If all the other painters in this chat can probably agree that painting schemes ain't easy. It doesn't take like 5 minutes. All right. You can use races, on like hype videos or whatever. Be sure to credit me, leave links to my channel and the race you use or whatever. I haven't had any issues with that. I don't know if anyone's going to use my videos in the races. Now the sponsor schedule was done before the season. We're doing sponsored schedules once again, much like before. Alright, here we go. This one, more changes here. Points format, the same as usual. 11 to 15 Xfinity / truck points. Nothing changes there. No playoffs. We don't do that crap here. Now, max drivers. We're raising up to 38. So that's new for this year. An explanation why. Well, one of the big explanations will be coming up later in the stream, which I don't want to ruin the surprise for that. One of the biggest reasons, though, is probably all the reserves. Is probably the reserves I can say right now. Because we got 2 Summer Series champ reserves, 2 Winter Racing champ reserves, so that's 44 spots taken up there from the get go. And I figured I'd add a little more. I could have gone with the 40, but I don't want to stress out the painters too much. I think 38 is a fair number, to me at least. And of course, drivers are required to join the server down below. If you've been in the series for a while, you kind of know the drill now. And also, I'll link the sign up form on the Discord server as well. So if you want to access to obviously you want to sign up for the series, you got to join the server. And if we find removed / suspended, if the rules are broken, I haven't really had too many issues with that as well. So nothing much to say there. All right, so here. Oh, what the. That skipped. Okay, thank God it was nothing major in those. Okay, so here we got the manufacturers, of course, same as usual. Chevy, Dodge. You got the Dodge, and also here. Why did that do twice? That's weird. All right, Ford and Pontiac. Like the previous, because I don't know why the arrow keys were being stupid. Anyways, so as you can see, we got the blender renders here. I'm going to use these throughout the year when I make the paint schemes for everybody. I tried using them last year. I failed the first time I tried using them. I could not get the lighting for the life of me to work out. I tried it again this year, and this time it did work, so that's good. And blenders, I like using Blender a lot. Well, I'm still kind of new to it, but I've had a decent amount of time using it, especially the newer next-gen render scenes everyone's been using. Everyone's been making some of the next-gen render scenes are incredible. I just have to say, but unfortunately there hasn't been many for pennies, and it was like, you know what, I'll try this stuff again. I'll make it myself. And I did. I got one where it's just the car, one side of the car, the left side. And we got a bunch of weird accounts here we need to get rid of. There's so much. Oh my god. Block. Hide user. Oh my god. Alright, let's get rid of all this spam. I don't know why in the hell was that there. Moron. Anyways, but anyways, as I was saying, we have I had another render scene. This alternate render scene was just scene. God, I can't talk. It was just the left side of the car, but this has both obviously the right side and the other side. And why does that? Why does that skip? Here's the Ford and Pontiacs as well. Again, this is pretty much the same as last year. And also the templates for this year's summer series are out. So if you're, I don't know either. I don't know what the hell is that. If you're are interested in painting or want to paint, the templates are already out. So you can go ahead and get. You can scroll over to the Discord if you want to download that, get a head start or whatnot. Just be aware if you do put like a number in. If you don't get the number, just be prepared to change it or whatnot. In the sign up form, I usually say have like at least 2 other backup numbers besides the main one you're going for. All right, here we go. More info here. Well, I've no. There we go. I changed. Okay. So much like last year, we have the owner's points. Owner points, I thought the owner points would have been kind of a late artificial expand the field, but a lot of the owner stuff were just owner drivers. So, but I'm still giving the owner points this year to keep up with consistency and whatnot. You don't have to be a GSS driver to be a GSS owner. And the 2020-21 GSS champion, so currently there's Kellen Baker and Hoodlum, will have reserves as well as the OSS champion and the HWRL champion coming up here next week. We'll have a reserve, and of course Ryan has the Winter Street Stock reserve or champion. Reserve because he is a champion in that series. So currently 3, about to be 4 drivers that have the reserve. I think I mentioned a little earlier. You can use your schemes from the last 2 years if you want. That's the biggest reason I kept using this mod. I know I had a lot of suggestions doing the next. Going back to the mod stuff, I know a lot of people have had suggestions for like to be run the next gen mod. I'll say that was in consideration at one. That was an idea for floating around at one point, but it was like I don't know, probably like a year and a half ago, I had that idea floating around. But at the time, number one, I didn't know what the next gen cars exactly would look like. That was before they revealed them last year. And number two, when they did, I did find out how the next gen cars look like. The mod wasn't even out yet. The mod didn't come out until like early this month, and by then I was nearly done with the schedule, so it wasn't gonna. I didn't have enough time to test everything. Number three, the next gen mod uses the cut physics. There might be a GNS version available, but I haven't checked. But cut mod uses the new next gen mod uses cut physics, which I've never used before in a series. I've used it for Pepsi Showdown, but not for a series. And GNS I've used for every series, like right now, and this will continue as well of the 2022 season. So going back to the main statement, you can use the same paint scheme from last year or the year before. That's fine with me. Also saying the same teams in the last 2 years, and you don't have to use the same names before. So if you want to go from your real name to your alias or vice versa, you can feel free to do that. Not counting as a rookie or whatnot. That's basically why it's there. All right, special schemes. I'll once again return. Daytona, the deadline will be on June 27th. Darlington's on August 29th. Again, you don't have to do it. It's encouraged. It's kind of cool to have throwbacks and patriotics, however, because those are some of the most reviewed summer series races out there, and it's kind of nice to see some different paint schemes as well every now and then as well. And much like last year, you can use a patriotic paint scheme from Charlotte if it's made by then. So if you're making patriotic paint schemes, if you have it ready ahead of Daytona, feel free to use it for Charlotte. But I implore you, if you are doing that, do not rush your paint schemes just for Charlotte. Don't rush it, but just have it. If you don't get it done by Charlotte, that's fine. Just have it ready for Daytona if you're doing one. In terms of 8 Bulls patriotic, I remember doing an 8 Bull patriotic last year because of the 20th anniversary 9/11. That's to be announced. I'm not sure if I will continue that from last year, but yeah, here we go. But yeah, there's that. And every driver at Daytona Charlotte would have a patriotic banner, no matter if they have a patriotic or not. And if I could add this here, same goes for the throwback race. If you're not running a throwback or running a throwback at Darlington, you will have the throwback banner, and it's going to be the same from last year, and it is included in the template if you did download it. What's new? So we got a new computer for editing and running the races. Very exciting. Before, I've always used 2 computers. My older laptop and my really crusty desktop, which is the reason why this stream got delayed besides the monitor being stupid. I tried getting a couple last minute screenshots, but I just couldn't because the damn thing didn't turn on. But now with this new computer, I'm going to combine the editing and running the races into one. It's a very powerful computer. I'm not getting into any specifics of how it is, but as modern day specs, I got this laptop 2 to 3 weeks ago. And keep it aware, I didn't buy this laptop just for NR. I buy it for college mostly, but it happens to be a really powerful laptop. And plus, with it being a laptop, I can edit it theoretically anywhere. If I were going on vacation or whatever, I can start on a race and edit it. Expansion is 38 drivers, like I mentioned a little earlier. The slightly shorter schedule and shorter races. I know I said the exact same thing last year, but I hope to have it is shorter by 1 race. I'll say that, and it is in the races I hope to be, and I did shorten up some races. So I did return to the 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Summer Series. Of course, that was the starting time for most of the 2020 Summer Series, but I did change it to 7:45 for 2021. But because Holiday Winter Racing Week's been honestly a surprise hit, I thought it was kind of not going to do that well, to be honest. But since all those races start at 8:00 Eastern Standard Time, albeit on holidays, all of them, we've seen there's been a lot of good views. I can't talk today, but those races have seen a pretty decent amount of views, especially compared to their Summer Series and Street Stocks counterparts. Again, I know to be fair, the holiday races are all on holidays. Obviously, you can spend a name, but I hope the 8:00 Eastern Standard Time, the return to that, will be over a big jump for the views. And I forgot to put this in here too. I did mention the end of the slide, end of the presentation. But we're also going to mostly have Sunday dates as opposed to Saturday dates because it's going to be more time to do stuff and whatnot, especially with school and college. Every race will be listed as a Discord event. So like I did for this reveal event, all of these will be listed. All of the individual races will be listed as events. I don't know how far should I do it. I don't know if I should do it right now, right after this reveal, or do it every month, update every month or whatever. But I will list every race as an event. Also, I will list the sign up as a Discord event as well. New tracks. We got 5 new tracks. Well, up to 5 new tracks. I'll explain why when we reveal the schedule. But we got some new tracks, which is already exciting, and a lot more. Okay, so this is the schedule. Starting off the Spring Showdown. It's a fan vote this year. So the reason why... So I figured I want to do at least one race that is the judge, that is up to y'all to decide. And I'll have a wait. Let me still right now. Let me do it right now. So there's 4 options you can choose for this year's spring showdown. First up, Homestead Miami Speedway. I think all of us know what Homestead is. I don't really think I need to describe it. And the poll is coming to the chat right now. Here we go. So again, Homestead, obviously everyone knows what it is. Mile and a half oval. Arguably one of the best ovals on the NASCAR schedule. Now we have the only fantasy one listed here. The Tokyo World Speedway, which is also a mile and a half in the It's kind of closer to Charlotte, if anything, kind of closer, similar to Charlotte and Atlanta. And I decided to put at least one international or fantasy track on this list as well, because we only have one international, down to one international race in the main schedule, which I'll get to in a bit. Or go back to Auto Club. Auto Club had over 100 views last year. I was kind of surprised how well last year's Spring Showdown did. And if any broke, to fix it, as they always say. And also, and the other option is Utter. You can do whatever the hell you want. And again, I did post a poll in the description, so if you want to put whatever track that if you like all these 3 tracks, you want to suggest another one. It has to be a night track though. I want to balance out the day and night races. If you have another night track that you want me to use, feel free to list it below. So, in terms of the eligibility for the Spring Showdown, winners from last year's Summer Series are eligible, as well as this year's Holiday Winter Racing League. Currently got about to be 4 drivers eligible for that. And any past champion from the HWRL, Holiday Winter Racing League and Summer Series. And I forgot to add this in here too. I forgot to add a lot of things. If you're the winner from last year's Spring Showdown, so if Dan McTrain, if you're watching this, or Ross, tell your brother this, and if he's watching somehow, he's eligible, even though he's not listed here, but he is eligible. The basic deadline for the Spring Showdown drivers is April 4th. If you don't sign up for GS 2022 GSS, you still can race if you want, if you're eligible. You can still, let me rephrase that. If your driver is eligible but didn't sign up for Summer Series this year, you can still race as long as the team signs you off on a one-off ride, and or you take a number. Like last year, Nathan Barrett signed up in the 8 car, even though you didn't sign up. I'll be okay if you do that. Just let me know or whatnot. Okay, so that's the Spring Showdown. Time for that was YouTube. Okay, so here we go. That was the main schedule. Time for the Spring Showdown schedule. Now time for the main Summer Series schedule, the 22 races in 2022. So first up, like we've always been doing, opening the season up at Armory Digital in early May. This time, May 8th is the date. Same length as last year, 36 laps. I mean, it's Armory Digital. Armory Digital's always been one of the top viewed races every year. The last 2 Armory Digital races are top four when it comes to most viewed races on the channel. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Armory Digital's a great track, great opener. No reason to change it. All right, race 2. We got a new track, boys. Race number 2, we're going to stick to the Pacific Northwest, and we're going to go to the Vancouver International Speedway. It is a 0.6 mile long short track. I'd say it's a good combination of Bristol and Martinsville, kind of the shape of Bristol, but kind of the environment of Martinsville. Whenever new races, it reminds me of Martinsville for whatever reason. It's in Vancouver, Washington, not Vancouver, Canada. I wish it kind of was in Canada, but Vancouver, Washington, just very close. I think it's less than 10 minutes down from Portland, Oregon. And that'll be on May 15th as the second race of the 2022 season. All right, race number 3, Texas World Speedway once again, much like last year. This will be on May 22nd. Texas World, obviously one of the most hot. Well, it is also one of the more viewed races, but also one of the fastest tracks on the Summer Series schedule. And we got a lot of people. I want to say a lot of people. I do definitely know some people in this who are probably going to sign up for this series who are from Texas. Kind of have a home track for them. Race 4 will be our first crown jewel, the Charlotte Roval once again on Memorial Day weekend. And May 28th is currently the tentative date, but I don't know when to release this race. I'm going to try doing the 28th, obviously. But it's going to be a pretty tough week, I'll admit, to make this race, because that will be the week I'll do finals, graduation, which is probably going to take the entire day. That was on the day before this, on the 27th. And the day after Saturday, of course, is the biggest day in motorsports, Monaco, breakfast in Monaco. lunch in Indy, dinner at Charlotte would be kind of hard to sneak it in. On that, if I don't get this down, so it'll be kind of hard to sneak it in if I have to delay this to Sunday. But if I don't get it, but 28th, I'm going to try aiming for it. If not, I might try to sneak it in between Indy and Charlotte on the 29th. It just depends. But regardless, the Roval will return as the Memorial Day race. Race 5, Iowa Speedway. That's the first midweek race of the year. Iowa, of course, has been in July the past 2 Summer Series seasons. We're going to move it up. This time, we're going to move it up to early June. And this will be a night. And Iowa, of course, once I got to mention, even though this is a day screenshot, Iowa will be back as a night race like it was in 2020. Of course, 0.8-mile track. I kind of wish NASCAR went here in real life still, but it's whatever. At least IndyCar is, and that'll be for the Iowa Corn 300. Race 6, first day to night race, Chicagoland Speedway. I forgot to put the track version here, but it's the same track version I've always been using. I've always liked Chicagoland. Last year, Chicagoland, I believe, is up there as some of the most. Let me say it. Okay. Last year's Chicagoland race is up there as like a GSS race, as one of the more pass-heavy GSS races, or most lead changes, I should say, in GSS history that isn't a super speedway. They had like 23, 25 read changes, some number like that. It's pretty insane. Hopefully that'll continue this year. That'll be on June 5th. All right, race 7, another crown jewel, Talladega. Talladega's been delayed for the past 2 seasons. Hopefully that doesn't happen this year. Of course, we had a hell of a finish with Talladega. Not just a hell of a finish, hell of a race in general in last year's Talladega Summer Series race, and also the finish, of course, with Dominic Payment running out of gas, going into the trial and getting passed by the eventual Summer Series champion, Huddle in the 3. Hopefully we can see something very similar to happen this year. We'll have to wait and see. And this will be on June 12th. Same length as last year. Race 8, another new track. I bet a lot of you guys will be excited for this one. Papyrus Motorsports Park. Yes, right. The side of the last Holiday Winter Racing Wing race last month will be a Summer Series race. We'll get promoted up to the main series. Honestly, I was pretty close not to putting this track on here because I wish there was a night version, but I was like, you know what? What's more important? Having a night race or a track that people actually like and is proven to have good racing. So Papyrus is going to join it. So Papyrus, of course, had the Massachusetts Classic. That was probably the best, which broke the record for the most passing in any road course you've been to. So there's that. And this is the biggest track we've ever been to in any of the series. 3.7 miles, 17 laps. So it's a similar length to the Holiday Winter Racing Wing race we had last month. Just 1 lap longer, and it'll be on June 15th. And also this will be a midweek race. And race 9 before we head up, and of course race number 9 will be the same as it has been for the past 2 years. We'll be at the Rockingham Speedway in Rockingham, North Carolina on June 19th, for the 59-lap race on this 1 mile long track. I've always liked Rockingham. It's one of the more underrated tracks on the schedule. Actually, because it's actually a decent amount of passing every time you go there. All right, so I'll wrap up the first 9 races, and after our first bye week, and everything like that, kind of like the screenshots I got last year, kind of fun. Yeah, bye week number 1 in between in the last week of June. It's on Father's Day. Yeah, that's after Father's Day, I believe. Yeah, it's after Father's Day. So, of course, this will give me time to prepare for the next race. Not Rockingham. Next race after that, the bye week. We're going to head to race 10 once again. We're going to head to the World Center of Racing. It's the Firecracker 400 on July 4th once again. And this is the same event as usual. The Firecracker 400 from last year is the most viewed Summer Series race from last year, and most viewed Summer Series race of all time, as a matter of fact. I love Daytona 4th of July. I wish it was still in real life, but I think we can still have it here in the GSS. And also, I'm happy to confirm Firecracker will be returning. We're having another Pepsi Showdown this year. I'm not sure what the theme is I'm still figuring out what the theme's going to be for this year, what year. I'm looking at something in the early 2000s, possibly. And I'll have hopefully more info on that in the next month and a half or so. And hopefully I'll have sign-ups a lot earlier compared to last time. And hopefully we can have more than 28 drivers, how it was last year. So, yeah. And, of course, we had the same BB&C night track from 2020. And with Firecracker League, I'll have practice for both events, qualifying for the Firecracker Showdown probably on Friday. And since July 4th this year falls on a Monday, that'll also be this will be a Monday night race and everything. And I'm thinking of doing another event. I'm not sure I want to do another like practice stream, like a happy hour stream, whatever the case may be, or even team up with someone else in our community, make a race in the same week. But we'll see. Firecracker Week will be back, and the Firecracker Week will, of course, be the main headliner of that. Race 11, Eldora. Decided to move Eldora up to pretty much by a full month. This time it's always been in August, but now it's in July for the first time. Of course, much like last year, 15 lap heat event, 80 lap main event on July 9th. And since we have the 38, and it'll be the same form, and despite us having 38 cars this year, it's going to be the same format as it's always been for the past 2 years. Top 30 in points get in. Bottom 8 in points this time around. We'll race in the heat event. Top 5 finishers from that. No, 25. Actually, I screwed my own. Okay. Top 25 in points get locked into the main event. The bottom, what's it called? The bottom 13 now, because we have 38 drivers. We're racing the heat event. Top 5 finishers from the heat event when it's over to the main event. I'll probably have an infograph when I do this race. So if you're confused, don't worry about it. All right, another new track, race 12. Circuit Gilles Vignon. I probably mispronounced that, but otherwise known as Montreal. If you're an F1 fan, you're probably excited. You're probably happy about this because we're the home of the Canadian Grand Prix. Or for older school Xfinity Series fan, you're also probably happy about this as well because, of course, NASCAR did race. The Xfinity Series at least did race here from 2008 or 2007. No, it was 2007 through 2012. I wish they'd go back there, but I guess not. But yeah, this is our third Canadian race and the first Canadian race outside of Toronto. Oh, outside of Ontario. So kind of a nice change of scenery here. And in race 13, we're going to have Myrtle Beach, which is back as a midweek race. So it's always been a midweek race, but it's down to July this time because I didn't really think Myrtle Beach made a lot of sense in June, even in the race and everything, because I feel like Myrtle Beach would be perfect in the middle of the summer because that's when all the summer vacation, that's like the peak of summer vacation and whatnot. And also I enabled, if you, the dust setting version of this track, what it means by that is that it's not going to be a completely night version. This is not going to, it's not Myrtle Beach. That's what this, the sky is not going to look like this. When I actually do a race here, it's going to probably be like a sunset sort of vibe. So I counted it as a dusk race. It's not quite a night race. It's not quite a day race. It's not really quite a day to night race either because there's no transition. So that's kind of a new category when it comes to time of day, when it comes to tracks here in the summer series. And I'll be on July 17th. And of course, the same track as usual. Race 18, that was race 13. I want to say race 18. This is race 13. Montreal is race 12. Race 14, as usual, Atlanta Motor Speedway, day and night transition. July 20. This one we're on July 23rd, and I'm still using the 2010 version. I tested the 2022 Atlanta, but first off, it's a day version, which boo. I like the day and night version better. And second, the 2022 Atlanta is very buggy, very very buggy. So like the cars seem like unless I do a bunch of I&I changes, the cars wreck like every 5 laps. And with 38 cars now, if I do run a race there, you're guaranteed to have like half the field die by lap 5, by like lap 25, which nobody wants that. And of course, it'll be 82 laps as usual. And this has always been a fun race for me to make, one of the longer GSS races, but it's nice to be racing in my hometown. Race 15, we go to another fan favorite track, Orlando International Speedway. It's not 34 laps. I need to fix that, but it's 33 laps this year. This will be on July 31st. Haven't decided a race name yet, but of course, 3 mile long right turn super speedway. Of course, from the old EA games back in the day. And it should also be just as chaotic as it's been for the past couple of years. Race 16, we head to the month of August now. We returned once again for the Bristol Night Race, another Crown Jewel event, of course. This will be on August 7th. Moved up a week compared to last time because last time I scheduled it pretty bad. I didn't have enough time to make it. It was still under it was the first major race I did during school time. With this being just before hopefully just start just before college, should have enough time to get this in on time. Of course, 0.5 miles in. I shortened it to 110. I don't know why that says 115, but when I release the schedule on the Google Sheets, you'll see the new updated lap to count. And hopefully the new 103 short check package definitely makes this a better race as well. Race 17, we head to the Watkins Glen Speedway. Another midweek race. This is not a midweek race. Why did I put midweek race on here? Hold on. Give me a second. Let me fix some of this stuff. Alright. Let me just fix the old land. Let me just pretend the midweek race stuff never existed. If I can minimize out of that. Oh, okay, there we go. Watkins Glen 8-minute race. It's on August 14th. It's on a Sunday. So it's the same day as the actual Cup race. I've always been wanting to do this every time I do a race. When I see say NASCAR versus Talladega that week, I always see the Summer Series race or whatever series I'm doing kind of get a spike in viewership whenever they go to that track. Martinsville, same case from last year as well. Daytona, it always gets a spike in viewership whenever NASCAR goes there in real life, and having it, I think, this on the same week as the actual Cup race could definitely help with viewership for Watkins Glen because it was one of the more lesser viewed races of last year. And Watkins Glen, I think, was a really good track for GSS last year. All right, race 18, our final new track on the schedule, probably the most obscure out of all the new tracks. We're heading to the Minnesota Motorsports Park for a 60-lap main event. 60-lap event on August 21st in Canyon Falls, Minnesota. If you don't know what this track is, it's a mile. I don't really blame you. It's a mile-long quad oval track with high banking. Basically, mile-and-a-half version of Charlotte or Atlanta. Version of Charlotte or Atlanta, just a mile long instead of a mile and a half. And I tested the passing this track before, or not before, but I tested it. When I was testing this track, there was a lot of passing. I've never seen a track this I wouldn't say small, but kind of in this size with a lot of passing like this. And I think it's definitely be a good race. And hopefully it should differentiate. And with this being a night race and this track being somewhat different, shape to Rockingham, I'm hoping the shape and also the sense of passing and the fact it's a night race. Hopefully can differentiate it from Rockingham because this does share a lot of similarities to that track. And also Cyron here, he was actually one that I used one of his other tracks last year, which was the Steelback Stadium at Pittsburgh. He was actually one of the original creators of the Pennies mod when it was released back in 2017 or 18. I forgot year Swash and Go released it, but he was one of the main people who created that mod, who upgraded it. All right, then after Minnesota, we head to another bye week. It was our last bye week of the year. And we head to our final 4 races, which are the same from last year, but all of them proven to be great races. So race 19, we head, of course, to our final crown jewel for Labor Day weekend, the Southern 500 at Darlington, 85-lap event, which is the longest in the Summer Series schedule. I've always liked Darlington. Darlington's always got great views. And this is another example of a race where where the viewers, whenever NASCAR, since I scheduled the same week as the actual NASCAR event, the views as a result go up, and Darlington's been a good example of that. That's why I moved Watkins Glen to where it is this year. And Labor Day this year, of course, first on Monday, September 5th. Race 20, 8 Bowl Super Speedway. Another fan favorite on the schedule. I've always liked 8 Bowl. And I'll be on September 11th. Again, I'm still debating if I want to do the patriotic stuff like I did last year. And it'll be the same 8 Bowl 2008 version like I did use last year. It's supposed to be the older version I used in 2020. Then the semifinale at the Denver Motorsports Park for race number 21, the Coors Light 350. Denver's another highly viewed race. I've always liked Denver a lot as well as a track. That'll be on September 18th, tentatively. And, of course, the finale will return to Martinsville this year on September 25th. And hope to God it does not get delayed to Wednesday or Thursday, whenever I did it last year. Hope I have this race just on time. And I think Martinsville was a great finale. It's admittedly, Martinsville was pretty chaotic as a track, as a finale. But it still was better. But I still think it was a lot better than I repeated in 2020. And the viewers also, as a result, reflect that. And hopefully have another classic finish like it did last year with Dominic Payment and Matthew Burnett. Okay, this slide. This is I'm a little excused just talking about this right now, but the future of the Golf Summer Series. I've been debating. This decision is something I've been thinking about for probably over a year now. It's not. I've wondered ever since I started doing the series. When I started doing the series, I was kind of that person who never liked to be the leader of everything. I've always liked to be the follower. But after doing the series for 2 seasons and doing other side series at the same time, we're also managing a Discord server too. I've learned a lot about being a leader. And one of the things is that leaders need to make hard decisions. Okay, and the hard decision I have to make here today 2022 will be the final Golf Summer Series season. This is such a hard announcement for me to make. I would have butterflies running around my stomach. But yeah, this is the last Summer Series season. Reason why? Some of the reasons include just the fight against time. If you've been following the series from the very beginning, you knew that I've had a lot of delays. I've been fighting against time ever since the start. And I don't know if I really have a chance after this year to continue to fight, to continue during this series. And I want to end the series when I still can, as opposed to ending it when I can't, if you know what I mean. Like, I want to end the series on my own terms instead of just time ending it for me. And of course, this year for me, I'm a senior in high school. I'm going to college. I'm going to move away from my family. Well, not moving away from my family, but I'm probably going to be away from my family. Like, not as much time to do some free stuff. And I have to make sacrifices in life, and this is one of them. I did not want to make the decision. This was not an easy decision for me to make. I've thought about ending this series for over a year now. But I feel like this is the right decision for the future of the series, future of my personal life, and also preserve the quality as well. Now, even though this is the final Golf Summer Series season this year, this does not necessarily mean I'm done with NR or the channel completely. That is to be determined. Because if I do it, it doesn't mean I'm gonna. I mean, I still have a lot of ideas I'm floating around for NR. But again, much like this Summer Series season, it's gonna depend on time. It really is. Alright, so 2022 branding. Of course, 2020 we had the powder blue class / orange and black stripe with like the classic golf branding we had before. 2021 we had the white background and the blue, orange, and blue stripe to affect more modern golf branding. And in 2022 we have a blue background, obviously, orange and gray, as well as an orange and gray stripe. Glad everyone's. Brad, you said sad by a respected decision. I'm glad to see that because I know I remember going into bed last night just saying, "Oh God, how are people going to react to me ending Summer Series?" Okay, yeah. But going back to the saying, this is kind of a combination of last year's and of 2020 and 2021's. And golf shoes has come before in its liveries before the darker blue and orange and gray stripe. So 2020 course. So it kind of combines the blue background from 2020, it's a darker blue, albeit, and the orange outline stripe from last year, and the gray stripe I kind of like to represent like the last year of this being a thing. And in terms of the tagline, 2020 was, of course, this is summer. 2021 was back to summer, and a reflect of this being the last season. 2022 will be one last summer. Yeah. It's still kind of surreal that I did announce this like it was before. Okay, important dates. Races will be pre-recorded and prepared on this channel as usual. Race, like I mentioned, will be on 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, back to that time slot. Typically on Sundays now as opposed to the Saturdays as before. I still have a couple Saturday races thrown in there, but most of it's on Sundays. Sign-ups will be on February 27th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That'll be on a Sunday. That was the last Sunday of the month. And hopefully it should be better than the noon time slot like I did the last time. Hopefully it won't interfere with the Auto Club race because I know that happens at the same time. Spring Showdown on April 10th. Season opener deadline for schemes. They'll be on May 2nd. And the season opener on May 8th. And of course, good luck to everyone signing up or planning to compete in this year's Summer Series season. I'm just so really just shocked that I'm just still really kind of shocked at how I got still processing the fact this is the last season because I've been doing this series for quite a bit now. And in terms of the sign-up preview, when we open up one of my I'm going to drag some windows in here now. Get the right windows. Here we go. Here's the driver sign-up starting off. Get the F11. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here we go. So this is the form for this year's sign-up. So I'll open up, of course, on the 27th. And team sign-ups will also be the same day as well to be a day and date with it as well. Who do you want to be called? Obviously type it in there. How to pronounce your driver name. Is your first Summer Series season. If so, I'll list you as a rookie. What car make you want to run? Chevy, Ford, Pontiac, or Dodge? Oh, in this order, but you get my point. Top 3 numbers from 0 to 99. Your Discord name. Discord server invite there. your YouTube name, your 2 sponsors, and what you want your schemes to look like. So there's the owner signups now. No, what are you doing? All right. Let's go and do full screen. Oh, come on, get out of here. Okay, here's the Steam sign-up form, again, like it has been for the past several series at this point. Discord name, Discord link, team name, team owner's name, team name, up to 5, your 5 teammates, your card number, and whatever manufacturer you want to run. When we close out of this, can I close out of you? Thank you. There we go. Okay, so that's the banners, what they look like. I kind of like the design. Okay, so that's it for the 2022 Summer Series reveal. I'll stay on here for a little bit for any questions. Let me just put a little question block sign here, I guess. Let me open up the image link here. An image, there we go. So, any questions? I'll stay on for a little bit here. So, I just forgot. And if you, of course, I did link the main form, like I mentioned before. Like, if you want to. In this main form, this has the, what's it called? The vote you want to do for the, why is the internet not deciding to work? What IP address not found? Oh god, this ain't good. Okay, there we go, there we go. So this main poll here, I'm just put up here again. This main poll has homestead, the track selections you want for the spring showdown. What do you want the theme to be for throwback week, or any additional questions for me? DFS at college does well for you. I appreciate it, man. I'm ready for me to break jump for me in life or whatnot. I might stay on for like maybe another 3 minutes. Will you do an HWO type thing for summer? We'll see. I'll say I have explored that option of doing HWO type summer series, but in the summertime. I have explored that option, but we'll just have to wait and see. And not to mention too, and another option I had was still use the golf name, but still have a heavy reduced schedule. But I don't feel like that's gonna meet the identity. Probably take away all the identity with summer series if I do an extremely shortened schedule, and if I did an extremely shortened summer schedule, I'd rather start a whole new series instead of just reuse another one. Where we sell your series? Well, I guess I shouldn't say sell, but I know he meant like I guess he means by giving it to handing the keys to someone else. Probably not. I feel like, I've had offers before where I merged a series, this series with another series. But I feel like if I give the series to someone else, I feel like, again, that's going to take a lot of the idea. I feel like the quality might go down if I do that, because if I give the series to someone else, or spin it off to someone else, I feel like it's going to, I'm trying to find the right word. The person ain't going to be me, I don't want to knock down any people who are doing NR series. I'm pretty sure they'll all do a good job, but I don't want to affect the quality in any way. Their editing style is probably going to be different. Their commentary style is probably going to be different. Their painting their schemes are probably going to be different. And I feel like this series has been basically my baby for a while, or what's another word for that? This series has basically been my kind of like an escape from reality, really, for a while now. I mainly started this series so I could do what so I can have run another series how I think it should be run. And yeah, I think if I gave the series to someone else, I think it would take a lot away from that, and I don't want to affect the quality. But I've considered an option. I also kind of considered that as well, but that clearly got shut down. Surprised the Scream. Surprised the Stream's been handling pretty decently too. I mean, to be fair, it's not like an intensive. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I mean, to be fair, it's nothing intense. I'm not streaming the game, but even when I did Animal Crossing last night, it handled it pretty well. Will it come back after college? I don't know. That's 4 years from now. I don't know. That's like 4 years from now. I don't know. I don't know. And I'll say though, never say never. But I'll just say like after this year, never say never for me doing another NR series, especially in the summertime, like a longer length one. But the likelihood of this being the last one is very likely being the last one. And you know, realistically, I think ending it last year would have been a better like choice, like for me, like, just for the sake of time and everything, because this year is gonna be even tight on time, like even tighter than it was last year. But I wanted to announce it early, because like before everything began, just because I want to give people heads up ahead of time. I don't want to end this year. I don't want the series to end, just out of the blue. Just randomly wake up one day and say, "Hey, the series is over." No, I want to make people. I want to warn people well ahead of time. I want to warn people ahead of time and stuff like that. Someone call me on Discord. It's weird. Okay. Stay on for a little bit. I might stay for like 2 more minutes, and another minute I'll say it probably, and just end it, end the stream and whatnot. Just go back to the main reveal page. Let's make it a little. Let's make a little graphic here. Okay. Once the next HWRL race, yeah, that's probably mentioned it too. It'll be this coming Monday at Kansas City. Oh, in the Kansas Speedway, I should say. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'll be on President's Day, of course, the day after the Daytona 500. But I think that's pretty much. I guess I'll call it a stream pretty much here. There's not really too much going on here. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you all understand that this is the last season. Hope you all are excited for this year as well. I'm looking forward to the summer as well, for the summer series. Signups, of course, and of course, like I just mentioned, on the 21st, this coming Monday on President's Day will be the HWL finale, season finale at Kansas Speedway. Which, of course, if you remember, this is kind of a reminder that everyone is actually eligible for the championship, but it's gonna be, yeah, not like points wise at least, but yeah, it obviously only have one champion, only like maybe a couple prime contenders or whatnot as well. But I'm gonna hopefully get started on that race as soon as I'm done with this. Signups for this series for both the teams and the owners will be on the 27th of this month, and I should probably have a close date for the spring showdown stuff. I might say this close date for the showdown might be 2 weeks from now. Maybe I'm gonna say maybe how about March 4th? March 4th will be the deadline for that spring showdown poll and whatnot, and also the throwback poll. So thank you all for watching. See you guys around.